Hello, this is Kylie from Hello Crafter, and this is another one of the May card class projects. And as you can see, we're using some of the products within a brand new suite called Expressions in Ink. So this is the Expressions in Ink suite in the catalogue. It's in the 2021 catalogue and it's on page 96 and 97. So we're actually using some of the products from this suite on this card, mainly the papers, which you can see a few images of here, but they're actually shown in more detail on page 131. Even so, it is still really difficult to see how beautiful they are until you get them in person and see how gorgeous the colours are and the gold foiling. But I'll show you those in a minute. We'll also be using some of these gold ephemera packs. So these are little cutouts and some adhesive back sequins as well. And lastly, we are going to be using this die, one of the dies in this set here, in the bundle. So we're not using the stamps, we're using the dies and the other bits and pieces. So we're going to be cutting some leaves out of this with this die here to use on our card. And the other thing that we're using is some of the gold thread, which is in the Simply Elegant bundle. So you get gold and silver in the pack. And we're going to be using some of that on our card as well. So I'll show you the papers in more detail. You can see that there's some gorgeous gold foiling on this. So the papers have been designed to look like alcohol ink, and the effects that you get when you use alcohol ink, and this gold, like the gold veins going through it, are just so beautiful. So this does all the work for you without you having to get messy yourself, and really they're just so gorgeous. So that's one side, the foiled side, and this is the other side. So this is sort of the more flat inked side. Just some really lovely effects. So the great thing about this paper is that you can use big pieces of it on your card or just small pieces, and you still get some really good impact. So that's what we're doing with our card. We're just going to be using small squares of it. I've cut these down to 7.5 centimetre square. So even just a small piece like that can really have a big impact on your card. I'll show you the gold ephemera packs in more detail. So you get 5 sheets that are pre-die cut, and you just pop out these elements to use on your card, so they're ready cut for you. And there's these geometric sort of like hexagonal shaped pieces as well that make really great frames on your card, so they're really pretty. And in the pack as well you get these gems. I've used most of them as you can see, but they have like a bit of a holographic effect to them, which are really nice. So I've got my little gold piece, I've got my die cut leaves, which I'm actually going to chop up because this is a bit big for what I want on my card. Got some of the gold thread, and what else do we need? So we have a white card base, just a standard white card base there. White matte piece, this measures 14.3 centimetres by 10 centimetres. We've got another smaller matte layer here, which is 8 centimetres square. That's to mount our piece of paper on. So again, this is 7.5 centimetres square. This is 8 centimetres square, and we've got our matte layer there. Just adding that extra matte layer just makes your card a little bit more professional looking, I think. And that's it, and we just need to work out a sentiment, but we'll start building a card and then I can work out where I want to stamp a greeting. So I'll just first of all glue my square piece of paper down onto this white matte layer. It's right in the centre. And I'll glue that down. You can use foam pads if you prefer. Just glue that down there. So for a sentiment, I can either use a bit of paper, strip of paper, let's do that, or I can stamp directly on the card. But I'll figure out, see if I like the strip first. So if I find a sentiment that's quite narrow to go on there. So I found a stamp that will fit on this piece here, and I'm stamping it in shaded spruce, which coordinates with this little piece of paper here. So I'll just trim that down. So I'll get this glued down onto my card front, and then I can start adding the embellishments. I only want to use a small part of this leaf, so I'm going to cut it there just to use a little bit of it. I can cut the individual leaves off if I want to. This can go on another card. I've got my little gold leaf here. And I've got some of this gold thread which I can tie in a bow, or I can just use a couple of loops of it just on here and add my sentiment over the top. So I can add my sentiment there, or I can stamp something down here alternatively. I think I'll do something like that. So the best thing to do is to first of all just glue this down in place. And this one. Now I want my sentiment just to overlap that a little, and I want the thread behind the sentiment. So I'm going to use a foam pad. It just about fits. I'll put another one here. So if I peel off the backing and then stick this gold thread down on the foam pad, like that, then I can put the whole thing down. It should secure it. And that's my really simple card. So I hope that's given you an idea of how to use up those small pieces of beautiful papers that you've got stored. And thank you for watching. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.